Today, we're diving into an exciting topic: how to get free real estate in the United States. Yes, you heard that right, free real estate. Now, I know what you're thinking. Sikandar, is this even possible? Is this legal? And the answer is, in many cases, yes. We're going to break down some legitimate legal ways you can acquire property without spending a dime on the purchase price. This isn't about loopholes or shady schemes. This is about understanding your options and potentially finding a path to property ownership that you never thought possible. We'll be exploring everything from government programs to historical land grants. So buckle up, hit that like button to support the channel, and let's get started. Now let's talk about a strategy that often gets romanticized in movies, but is a bit more complicated in real-life: squatters' rights. Essentially, squatters' rights allow someone who's been living in an abandoned or unoccupied property for an extended period to potentially claim ownership. But here's the catch. It's not as simple as just setting up camp in an empty house. Each state has its own specific laws regarding squatters' rights, known legally as adverse possession, and these laws dictate things like how long you need to reside in the property, how openly you need to live there, and whether you need to pay property taxes. In many cases, you'll need to prove that you've been living in the property openly and continuously, meaning you're not hiding your presence. You might need to have utility bills in your name, receive mail at the address, and generally act as if you're the rightful owner. And even then, claiming ownership through squatters' rights often involves a lengthy legal process. You'll likely need to go to court, present your case before a judge, and potentially fight off challenges from the legal owner if they can be found. It's crucial to remember that attempting to claim property through squatters' rights without fully understanding the law can have serious legal consequences. You could face fines, eviction, or even criminal charges. So, while squatters' rights do exist, it's not a path to free real estate I generally recommend unless you've consulted with a real estate attorney who specializes in this area. It's a complex, often risky strategy that requires careful consideration and expert guidance. The process can be long, stressful, and fraught with legal hurdles. Therefore, it's essential to weigh the pros and cons and understand the full scope of what you're getting into before attempting to claim property through squatters' rights. Let's move on to a less legally ambiguous way to acquire free or heavily discounted real estate: government programs. Believe it or not, there are actually government programs designed to help people achieve homeownership, often with little to no money down. One such program is through the Department of Housing and Urban Development, or HUD. HUD offers homes that have been foreclosed on at significantly reduced prices, sometimes even below market value. These homes often require some repairs, but they can be an incredible opportunity for those willing to put in the work. Another option is the USDA Rural Development Program. This program offers loans and grants to low and moderate income families looking to buy homes in rural areas. These loans often come with zero down payment requirements and flexible credit guidelines, making homeownership more accessible to those who might not qualify for traditional mortgages. And don't forget about state and local programs. Many states and cities have their own initiatives to promote affordable housing, such as down payment assistance programs, tax credits for first-time homebuyers, and even programs that offer free land for building. The key here is to do your research. Government programs can be a fantastic way to get into a home with little to no upfront cost, but they often come with specific eligibility requirements and application processes. I highly recommend checking out the HUD website, the USDA Rural Development website, and your state and local government websites to see what programs you might qualify for. You can also reach out to a HUD-certified housing counselor for free, personalized guidance. Striking gold, unlocking the potential of land grants. Now let's step back in time and explore a fascinating avenue for acquiring free land grants. These grants have played a pivotal role in shaping the landscape and economy of the United States. Land grants have a long and storied history in the United States, dating back to the founding of the nation. They were instrumental in the development of early American settlements and the establishment of key historical landmarks. The government used land grants to encourage westward expansion, reward veterans for their service, and promote various social and economic goals. These grants were often seen as a way to stimulate growth and development in new territories. While the era of massive land giveaways is largely over, there are still opportunities to acquire land through grants, particularly for specific purposes. These opportunities are often targeted towards initiatives that benefit the public or advance certain fields of study. For example, the federal government still offers land grants for agricultural research, conservation efforts, educational institutions. These grants are designed to support projects that can have a lasting impact on society and the environment. Additionally, some states have their own land grant programs. These state-specific programs can vary widely in their goals and eligibility requirements. These programs might offer land for homesteading, starting a business, developing community projects. Each state has its own set of priorities and objectives when it comes to land grants. Developing renewable energy sources. This is particularly relevant as the push for sustainable and renewable energy solutions continues to grow. Now, finding and securing a land grant can be a competitive process. It requires diligence, research, and a clear understanding of the grant's objectives. You'll need to meet specific eligibility criteria, develop a compelling proposal that aligns with the grant's objectives, and navigate the often complex application process. This can involve multiple steps and a significant amount of paperwork. But for those with the drive and determination, land grants can be a life-changing opportunity to acquire a valuable asset for free. The rewards can be substantial, providing a foundation for future growth and success. To explore available land grants, I recommend checking out the website of the National Land for People, which maintains a database of land grant opportunities across the country. This resource can be invaluable in identifying potential grants that match your needs. You can also contact your state's land office or Department of Natural Resources for information on state-specific programs. These offices can provide guidance and support throughout the application process. Remember, land grants are a testament to the idea that free land is still a possibility in the United States, even in the 21st century. They represent a unique opportunity to connect with the land and contribute to its stewardship and development. Adverse possession: claiming property by living on it. Let's revisit the concept of adverse possession, but this time, we'll dive deeper into the legal requirements and explore some real-life examples. Adverse possession is a fascinating and often misunderstood area of property law that can have significant implications for property owners and those seeking to claim ownership. As we discussed earlier, adverse possession, often referred to as squatting rights, allows someone to claim legal ownership of a property they don't hold the deed to if they meet certain conditions. These conditions are designed to ensure that the claimant has genuinely treated the property as their own for a significant period. Now, the specific requirements for adverse possession vary from state to state, but there are some common threads. Understanding these commonalities can help you navigate the complexities of adverse possession law. Generally, you'll need to demonstrate that your possession of the property has been, first, actual. You must physically occupy and use the property as a reasonable owner would. This means you can't just claim a piece of land without actually using it in a way that a typical owner would. This might involve maintaining the property, making improvements, or cultivating the land. Regular upkeep and visible improvements can strengthen your claim. Second, open and notorious. Your possession must be visible and obvious to anyone who might have a claim to the property. This ensures that the true owner has a fair chance to notice and contest your possession if they choose to. You can't be hiding your presence or trying to sneak around. Transparency is key in adverse possession claims. Third, exclusive. You must be the only one using and controlling the property. Shared use with the true owner or others can undermine your claim. If the true owner is still using the property or allowing others to use it, your claim might be weakened. Exclusive control is a critical element. Fourth, hostile. This doesn't mean you need to be aggressive or confrontational. It simply means your possession is without the owner's permission and that you're claiming the property as your own. It simply means your possession is without the owner's permission and that you're claiming the property as your own. This element ensures that the true owner has not consented to your use of the property. And finally, continuous. You must occupy the property for a specific period, which varies by state, but is often between 5 and 20 years. This period must be uninterrupted to establish a valid claim. Any interruptions in your possession could reset the clock. Consistency in your occupation is crucial. Now let's look at a real-life example. Imagine a property line dispute where a neighbor has been mistakenly maintaining a strip of land that technically belongs to their neighbor for 20 years. Imagine a property line dispute where a neighbor has been mistakenly maintaining a strip of land that technically belongs to their neighbor for 20 years. Over time, they've mowed the lawn, planted flowers, and even built a small fence. If the neighbor meets all the requirements for adverse possession in their state, they might be able to claim legal ownership of that strip of land, even though it wasn't originally theirs. This can lead to surprising outcomes in property disputes. Adverse possession is a complex legal concept, and it's crucial to consult with a real estate attorney if you believe you have a potential claim. They can provide valuable guidance and help you navigate the legal intricacies. They can help you understand the specific requirements in your state and guide you through the legal process. With the right legal advice, you can make informed decisions about your property rights and potential claims. Homesteading, free land, and a fresh start. Now, for those of you dreaming of wide-open spaces and a self-sufficient lifestyle, let's talk about homesteading. Homesteading is the practice of acquiring and living on land, typically with the goal of becoming self-sufficient by growing your own food, generating your own energy, and living in harmony with nature. While the romanticized image of homesteading often evokes images of pioneers settling the Wild West, the truth is, homesteading is still possible today, even in the continental United States. One way to acquire land for homesteading is through the National Forest Service's Cabin User Fee Program. This program allows individuals to apply for permits to occupy and maintain existing cabins located on national forest land. While you won't own the land outright, you'll have exclusive rights to use the cabin and surrounding area, often for a very reasonable annual fee. Another option is to explore land sales and auctions held by the Bureau of Land Management, or BLM. The BLM manages millions of acres of public land across the western United States, and they periodically auction off parcels of land to the public. These auctions can be an opportunity to acquire land at below-market prices, but it's important to note that the land is often undeveloped and might require significant investment to make it habitable. Now, homesteading isn't for everyone. It requires hard work, dedication, and a willingness to adapt to a more self-reliant lifestyle. But for those seeking a simpler life closer to nature, homesteading can be an incredibly rewarding experience. Thanks for watching. If you found this video helpful, don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell for more insightful content. Have any questions or tips of your own? Drop them in the comments below. Remember, acquiring free real estate in the United States is possible, but it requires careful research, due diligence, and often professional legal advice. Don't be afraid to consult with experts, explore your options, and take the first step towards your dream of property ownership. Until next time, best of luck in your real estate endeavors.